Switch on your cameras.
All of you, please switch on your camera, children. Yeah, and the recording has started, so we will do the editing later and please, all of you, switch on your camera. Mandatory. If you are told to do so, please do so. Okay, so we will start up with the event and we'll start with the reading of the preamble. Yes, Savita, who is going to do that?
Ma'am, I'll be reading one short Hindi poem.
Okay. Anyone is ready with the preamble? Someone volunteered yesterday, no?
Shreya, why don't you do it? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah, it's here.
Ananya Prasad, please switch on your video. Aniket, Ayush, Anand, Bhanu, Huhu, Moksha, Pratik, Riya, Roshni, Sonu, Shreya.
Vedant, what are you going to do? Why don't you read the preamble? You don't have.
Ma'am, Shreya should read, ma'am. It would be the best.
Okay,
Right.
whatever it is. Savita has the poem with her. Savita, start the event with that.
Okay, ma'am. शीर्षक है ये मेरा संविधान है, ये शान है, ये मान है, वतन का ये सम्मान है, चले वतन इसी से है, यही मेरा अभिमान है, ये मेरा संविधान है, उद्देशिका का मंत्र है, लोकतंत्र ये गणतंत्र है, न्याय की ये नीति है, संपन्नता की रीति है, अखंडता इसी से है, यही निरपेक्षता का मान है, ये मेरा संविधान है, कानून की दलील है, स्वतंत्रता का ये मील है, कर्तव्य है, अधिकार है, विचारों का अंबार है, स्वराज भी इसी से है, इसी से वतन महान है, ये मेरा संविधान है, पर तंग है, पर नंग है, वतन भी खंड खंड है, संविधान के ही पन्नों पे लिपटा क्यों प्रसंग है, समता की भी हार ये, यही एकता की शान है, ये मेरा संविधान है, ये मेरा संविधान है। शुक्रिया।
Very nice. Okay, so as we know that the Constitution Day is observed on 26th November every year, and it starts with the preface, or we can say an introduction as a preamble. So our preamble says, we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. So, as we said, that Constitution is a vital body, a very important entity for all of us, being the citizen of the country, and we all abide by the rules. We are provided with the dignity, and hence we respect our and we pay homage to the entire constitution makers, the founding fathers, and hence we are celebrating this day today, maybe in a virtual forum, but the respect doesn't goes down. Yes, so the debates around the preamble also revolves around the name of India and inclusion of God. Yes, so we say that in the name of God, as we say or start the thing while we read the preamble, it somehow exemplifies the importance of the preamble. So now we'll take up for the next events, as many of you are prepared by different things. So who's gonna volunteer for the next thing?
Ma'am, may I start with the speech?
Yeah, sure.
A Tryst with Destiny was the speech given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on the eve of independence, and it is often said to be one of the most important speeches of the 20th century. Why shouldn't it be important? It marks a day that celebrates the great country that we all belong to. It outlines India's struggles, its values, and its strength. And in today's celebration of Constitution Day, I feel it's important to look back on the values and ideals that form the backbone of the document. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance. The achievement we celebrate today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greater triumphs and achievements that await us. Are we brave enough and wise enough to grasp this opportunity and accept the challenge of the future? Freedom and power bring responsibility. This responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but as long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. And so we have to labor and to work and work hard to give reality to our dreams. These dreams are for India, but they are also for the world. For all the nations and peoples are too closely knit together today for any one of them to imagine that it can live apart. Peace has been said to be indivisible. So is freedom, so is prosperity now, and so also is disaster in this world that can no longer be split into isolated fragments. We are citizens of a great country on the verge of bold advance, and we have to live up to that high standard. All of us, to whatever religion we may belong, are equally the children of India, with equal rights, privileges, and obligations. We cannot encourage communalism or narrow mindedness, for no nation can be great whose people are narrow in thought or in action. To the nations and peoples of the world, we send greetings and pledge ourselves to cooperate with them in furthering peace, freedom, and democracy. And to India, our much loved motherland, the ancient, the eternal, and the ever new, we pay our reverent homage and we bind ourselves afresh to her service. Jai Hind.
Okay. So that was Anvesha Tripathi from 11R. Thank you so much for making us remember the things which during the initiation of the country, the freedom struggle, after that, the achieving of the things, and again, a remembrance to every important aspects of the being freedom and being democratic. Okay, next I would request Ayushi to go on with her presentation.
Okay. Almost 2.5 years later, since the day of Indian independence, on 26 January 1950, India became a republic nation. A written book of laws was implemented then, considered as the supreme law of the country. hence holds a position of reverence. It is the Constitution of India. The drafting committee of the Indian Constitution, headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, prepared strong and formidable laws. Through them, the constitution makers conveyed the dream image they had of India. The constitution declares India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, and a democratic republic. It assures to serve Indian people with justice, equality, and liberty, even promises to enhance fraternity. With a hope to make every Indian happy, that is the road to a prosperous India. Alas, presently, India is at a miserable state. Mass is ignored, and a small section is privileged. Few have prospered, while the rest are shattered. Misuse of power and money ruined our beloved country. Lives in India are no sweet poetry. Rather, numerous lives are a reflection of fright. Is that what the majority Indians want? Ordinary Indians are pained, frustrated, and harassed. When will the caretakers of the Constitution respond? Isn't it already a high time? Today, let us all take a pledge to honor the Indian Constitution, to make this Constitution Day a truth for every Indian. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really a thing that we all must abide by. We must take a pledge, as especially for you all being the budding aspects of the nations, coming through all the experiences, seeing your past, exemplifying your present. So definitely it's important for you to understand the value of each and everything that has been incorporated, or it has been in the minds of the founding fathers of the Constitution. So how we need to abide by things, how we want to make changes, and how we will change ourselves to become the change. So that is all important. So the next one, who will go next with the presentation? Yes.
I didn't have something prepared, but I like to say something after Ayushidi has mentioned this, like when would the like we will respond and honoring the constitution. So I would like to share something about the constitution. So this is basically, I'll draw a parallel between the US constitution and Indian constitution, a very
Okay.
slight thing, but that is very important. Like in today we have also read about judicial activism and stuff, and judges stepping up the power of legislating, and there's so much hue and cry that why are they getting into the domains of legislature or executive. So I just was reading that there was one person who called the Indian constitution, his name was Ivor Jennings. He said that it is a lawyer's paradise. So
Mm,
when we talk of criticisms to constitution, this was a criticism that it is such a big lengthy document with so many legal terms, and it does not reflect the common people's aspirations. But how Ambedkar defended it was that here in a country where we have got the independence after so long, it is necessary, and there already have been so many constitutions. It was important that we take into account the important or the substantive things from other constitutions, as it is also called a bag of borrowings. So one important difference is that there are two terms. One is a due process of law, and there's a procedure established by law. So talking of words, how important words can be, our constitution follows the principle of procedure established by law, and the US Constitution follows the due process of law. What is the difference? In India, the judges are bound to legislate according to the letter and spirit of Constitution, but they are bound by the principle of procedure established by law, that they will only check the legality of the any law before declaring it null and void or constitutionally guaranteed. But they'll only see, is it fulfilling all the legal terms. But what the US judges can do with the due process law, like that word due, they can see that is the law morally correct, is it giving the citizens their due. And the interesting thing about this is that in 1947 there was Justice Felix Frankfurter from US. So he advised B.N. Rao who was a member of our Constituent Assembly, to delete the words of due process of law. So actually, our constitution was going to have this due process of law, but he was advised that you please delete this, and the rationale behind that is still not very clear. Why did he advise to do so? But then it was deleted, and we have procedure established by law. So it's just that these words make so much of a difference that if we would have had due process of law instead of this, then there would not have been such debates about why is the judiciary upping their game and getting into the domains of legislative and executive and legislature. So that is the importance
Okay,
of words.
yes. Thank you, Vedant. So, I just went through, there's also like Tapasya. I just went through, she had made a painting related to the constitution and the Indian aspects. So, just I would like Tapasya, would you please share your painting with all of us?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Just 1 minute.
Okay, who has the next presentation ready?
I have it, ma'am.
Okay, Pradipti.
So should I begin or after Tapasya?
Okay, you begin. After that, we'll take up
I guess
Tapasya's
she's
painting.
just showing it.
Yes.
She's showing it.
Okay, it is already there. Yeah.
She's written something.
Those were the few facts I have written down. Ma'am, shall I read it out?
Yeah, sure.
There are these few facts about the Constitution that we must know. They are that our Constitution is the longest Constitution in the world. Each page of our Constitution was decorated by artists from Shantiniketan. And original copies of our Constitution were neither typed and nor printed, but they were handwritten and stored now they are currently stored in helium-filled cases in the Parliament, Library of the Parliament. Also, Constitution was handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. 2000 amendments were made to the first document of the Constitution. And as Vedant earlier also mentioned, that the Constitution of India is also known as a bag of borrowers. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay. We would like to see your painting again. Okay, good one. Fine. Pradipti, go on with your presentation.
Okay. So, a very hearty good morning to all my brothers and sisters of India. गर्व से कहो हम हिंदू हैं, यह नारा आज भारतवर्ष के हर वासी के हृदय में विराजमान है। और यह शब्द हिंदू किसी भी धर्म या जाति की ओर संकेत नहीं करता। यह हमारी संस्कृति, सभ्यता और पुरखों की निशानी है। और यह नारा किसी और के द्वारा नहीं, बल्कि जन पूज्य स्वामी विवेकानंद द्वारा कथित है। इससे पहले कि मैं स्वामी विवेकानंद की कुछ कही बातों पर रोशनी डालूं, मैं आपको कुछ अनकही बातों पर रोशनी डालना चाहूंगी। मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि यदि आप स्वामी विवेकानंद की वाणी को लेटकर पढ़ रहे हैं, तो उनकी वाणी पढ़ते पढ़ते आप कब उठकर बैठ जाएंगे, आपको स्वयं को भी आभास नहीं होगा। यदि होकर पढ़ रहे हैं, तो कब आप चलने लगेंगे, कार्यरत हो जाएंगे, यह आपको स्वयं भी आभास नहीं होगा। यह थी स्वामी विवेकानंद और उनकी वाणी में तेज और शक्ति की प्रतीक। तो आज मैं आपको उन्हीं के द्वारा कथित आजादी अर्थात फ्रीडम के ऊपर कुछ कहना चाहूंगी। उससे पहले मैं ये भी कहूंगी कि आज मैंने अपनी वाणी में कुछ हिंदी भाषा का भी प्रयोग किया है, क्योंकि मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि हम भारतवर्ष में रहकर यदि अपनी मातृभाषा को नहीं जानते, तो यह इस देश की विडंबना है। और इसके मैं सख्त खिलाफ हूँ। तो चलिए, so my audience, the Constitution of India is the very sign of our struggle for freedom. And here are a few lines of freedom by Swami Vivekananda. Freedom breathes in the throb of the universe. All nature is crying through the atoms for one thing, that is perfect freedom. And all our struggle is only and only for freedom. We seek neither misery nor happiness, but freedom, freedom alone. As soon as we react, we become slaves. A man blames me, and I immediately react in the form of anger. I become his slave. A little vibrations that the man created made me his slave. Freedom can never be reached by the weak. Remember, people, throw away all your weaknesses. Tell your body that it is strong. Tell your mind that it is strong. Have unbound faith and hope in yourself. I disagree with the idea that freedom and the progress of humankind is reached by obeying the laws of nature. As per the human history and the progress of human history, it is the disobedience to the laws of nature that has led to the progress of mankind. I never see a tree disobeying the law. I never saw a cow steal. I've never seen an oyster telling a lie. Yet they are not greater than the man. If you think you are bound, you are bound. You make your own bondages. If you know you are free this very moment. This is knowledge. This is the knowledge of freedom. Man has freedom already. Remember this. But he will have to discover it. He has it, but every moment forgets it. That discovering, consciously or unconsciously, is the whole life of every man. Freedom is immortality. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have something from Tanushri from class 12. She wants to share something with us. Yes, Tanushri, you're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah.
So, Constitution Day or Samvidhan Day, Samvidhan Divas is also known as National Law Day and is celebrated in India on 26 November every year to commemorate the adoption of Constitution of India. On 26 November 1949, the Constituent Assembly of India adopted the Constitution of India and it came into effect on 26 January 1950. The Government of India declared 26 November as Constitution Day on 19 November 2015 by a notification. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, made the declaration on 11th October 2015 while laying the foundation stone of the B.R. Ambedkar's Statue of Equality Memorial in Mumbai. The year of 2015 was the 125th birth anniversary of Ambedkar, who had chaired the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly and played a pivotal role in the drafting of the Constitution. Previously, this day was celebrated as Law Day. 26 November was chosen to spread the importance of the Constitution and to spread thoughts and ideas of Ambedkar. Since 2015 was the 125th anniversary of B.R. Ambedkar, who is known as the father of the Indian Constitution, the government decided in May 2015 to celebrate this year in a big way. a special committee chaired by Prime Minister of India was announced for year-long celebrations. Various programs were held by various ministries and departments throughout the year to spread thoughts and ideas of Ambedkar. As part of the celebrations, while laying foundation stone for Ambedkar Memorial at the Indu Mills compounds in Mumbai in October 2015, Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi announced that 26 November will be celebrated as Constitution Day. In November 2015, the government officially announced celebration of the day. Constitution Day is not a public holiday. Various departments of the Government of India celebrated the first Constitution Day. As per the Department of Education and Literacy, the preamble of the Constitution was read in all schools by all students. In addition, there were quiz and essay competitions, both online and offline, on the subject of Constitution of India. There was a lecture on salient features of the Constitution in each school. The Department of Higher Education requested various universities to arrange mock parliamentary debates in colleges, and the University Grants Commission arranged an All India quiz competition at Ambedkar University, Lucknow, where quiz winners of all states participated. The Ministry of External Affairs directed all overseas Indian schools to celebrate 26 November as Constitution Day, and directed embassies to translate the constitution into the local language of that nation and distribute it to various academics, libraries, and faculties of Indology. The work of translating the Indian constitution into Arabic has been completed. Department of Sport arranged symbolic run named Run for Equality. There was also a special session of Indian Parliament on 26 November 2015 to give tribute to the Constitution and Ambedkar. The Parliament House complex was also illuminated on this occasion. Students of Andhra Pradesh University participated in the Run for Ambedkar rally to mark the occasion of the 70th Constitution Day on Beach Road in Visakhapatnam on 27 November 2019.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tanushree, for such an information, which was vital. And from where did we start it all? And what are we doing for the birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar also? Now, the next presentation is from whom? Who is ready with it?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah, sure, Anushka.
Yes, ma'am. So firstly, happy Constitution Day to all. Here I am to present 5 facts about the Indian Constitution. So first one is the English version has 1,17,369 words. There are a total of 1,17,369 words in the English version of the Constitution of India, which contains 444 articles in 22 parts, 12 schedules, and 115 amendments. It is also the longest constitution in the world. As Tapasya said, each page of the constitution was decorated by the artist from Shantiniketan. The original constitution is handwritten, with each page uniquely decorated by the artist from Shantiniketan, including Biohar Ram Manohar Sinha and Nandlal Bose. 2,000 amendments were made to first draft when the draft was prepared and put up for debate and discussion. Over 2,000 amendments were made before it was finished. Basic structure of the Constitution stands on the Government of India Act 1935. The Government of India Act 1935 was originally passed in August 1935 and is said to be the longest act of parliament ever enacted by that time. Amended only 94 times in over 60 years. Amended only 94 times in the first 62 years. The Constitution of India has stood the test of the time. As of January 2019, there have been 103 amendments to the Constitution of India since it was first enacted in 1950. Thank you.
Why so quiet? Why everybody is so quiet?
Shruti ma'am, you are mute.
Shruti
Oh,
ma'am, you are on mute.
okay. I was speaking since then. Sorry. So I was telling that please all of you switch on your videos. The screenshot will be taken. It is officially told just now that we'll have to like give it to the in charges. So all of you children, please, I request you all to switch on your videos for a while so that the screenshot can be taken properly. Yes, Ananya, please do the needful.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maybe we are ready for the another presentation. Who's ready with it? And if we are done with all the presentations, then we can start our quiz, which is prepared by Shakib and Kanika. Anyone left with any other presentation, children? It should not be left about. If anyone is prepared with anything, please let us know.
Not poem.
Okay, yes, sure.
Ma'am, so I asked you for a camera thing, may I?
It's okay, it's okay. No one is going to see you in the camera. That's fine. Don't be shy.
So it is a poem by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and it promotes the sense of unity in us. And here it goes. बाधाएं आती है आए घिरे प्रलय की घोर घटाए, पांव के नीचे अंगारे सिर पर बरसे यदि ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर जलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। हास्य रुदन में तूफानों में अगर असंख्य बलिदानों में, उद्यानों में वीरानों में अपमानों में सम्मानों में, उन्नत मस्तक उबरा सीना पीड़ाओं पर पलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। उजारे में अंधकार में कल कहार में बीच धार में घोड़ घृणा में कूद प्यार में क्षणिक जीत में दीर्घार में जीवन के शत शत आकर्षक अरमानों पर ढलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। सम्मुख फैला अवध्येय पथ प्रगति चिंतन कैसे इति अब सुस्मित हर्षित कैसे शमशल्य असफल सफल समान मनोरथ, सब कुछ देख के भी न मांगते पावस बनकर ढलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। कुछ कांटों से सज्जित जीवन प्रखर प्यार से वंचित यौवन नीरवता से मुखरित मर्म पर परहित अर्पित अपना तन मन जीवन के शत शत आहुति में जलना होगा, गलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much. That was really inspiring as one from our former Prime Ministers, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And definitely children, as we all know, we have been studying about constitution like since I don't know which class, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and as you have taken humanities. So you have certain responsibilities on your shoulders too, to just not go through the constitution, just not know about it, but rather make others aware about the values and the things which has been incorporated. It's nothing, not a very simple book, not a very simple charter that we talk about every day in the class, and we debate about the constitution measures and the values which have been incorporated. There are things that has provided us dignity to live it in the as a citizen of the country, to have responsibility when we have certain rights, we have the claims, and what responsibilities we owe towards our nation. That is also important to understand. And I really think that you all can guide your country not better than anyone else, because you are experiencing the things, you are factually knowing the things, becoming the scholars of political science, history, and so many others honors which are so important for you to understand. So it is important that you should uphold all these values amongst yourself, inculcate the things in your personality, and try to make a change in the society, what you expect to make the changes, or you are expecting the change to be. Okay, so any other presentation is left out? Otherwise, we'll take up the quiz now. Anyone left out, children? Please let me know.
Yes, ma'am, I have some snapshots from the handwritten Constitution of India, so I would like to show them.
Okay, you can, yeah, please share it. I don't think that it is visible very properly. Is it not possible for you to share the screen?
To the photos, so you can share the screen because I'm attending a meeting from my laptop and I have the photos in the phone. So that's it.
Okay. Okay, these are some original scriptures that she sent me. Let me see. Okay, you see here. Who's the person?
Prem Bihari Rai Zadu.
Yes, Prem Bihari
Yes,
Narayan Raizada,
yes.
the original writer for the constitution. Okay, the next photo that we'll take up. You see the fundamental rights. And you see the beautiful handwriting, the calligraphy that has been used here. The union and its territory.
It's safe to say that these people paid attention during the cursive writing classes.
Of course, they did. And they are so much inspiring. By seeing their handwriting, you can be inspired enough, children, that if they could have taken pain to write such a long draft in so beautiful handwriting, so your answer scripts must also be there. They're not as long as these are.
I knew this
So
was
get
coming.
in. Yes, you should know that this was coming. Okay, see, right to freedom, we can see in this page. 19 A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How beautifully written, so much time taking. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we are done with the sharing of the photographs. Any other presentation that is left? Anyone, children? Okay, then we'll start with the quiz. Shakib, I hope you are ready with it.
Yeah, it's already. Thank God there's no more presentations are left because we are already running short on time, I guess, and there are a lot of questions to be done. Okay, so hey, people. Yeah. I'm also for firstly for the how to conduct that. So could you just make me the host so that I could control the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Thing?
Sure.
Yeah, ma'am, just make the other number the host. Like I'm also with another device by 11:60. Please make that the host. Like it won't be connected to audio, so it would appear at the bottom of the participants
Okay,
list.
done.
Yes, so I'll just do the relevant settings. Yeah, so I've done the relevant settings. So hey people, this is Shakib and I'll be your quiz master for the day. And along with me is Kanika, who would be presenting the quiz. Like she's assisting me, like she has always been assisting me through all the quizzes. Also just disapproving of what Pradeepti said, oysters can lie, and Kanika is a proof of that. Okay, so let's move on. Could you move to the next slide? Okay, so constitution is a very niche topic. Like if I there are two types of quizzes. One is the factual one is the analytical one. Analytical one is like the more proper quizzing, and factual one is just like a little stupid to me. So like usually when there are such specific and niche topics like constitution, usually people choose to prefer to make factual quizzes. And thank God I didn't choose to make a factual quiz, because if I would have chosen to make a factual quiz, then like half of the facts would have already been exploited by all the people who came before me, right? They've like said everything about like the making of the constitution and all that. So like it's a very analytical quiz. You can guess the answers here, even if you do not have any past knowledge. Like there are a lot of hints everywhere. Also, the thing about this quiz is that like there are hints everywhere. Even in the smallest of things, you will find hints. Okay, and there are Easter eggs. Like in one question, you can find something which could be related to like a question like which is 15 slides after it. Okay, so you'll find a lot of things going on. So just pay attention to it. So there are 18 questions in the whole quiz, and all 18 questions are open to all. How we do it is like all questions are on pounds. So you need, as the slide comes up, like you will have 20 seconds after the slides comes up to send the answers like on the chat to the host. Like there is no option to send it publicly, to the host itself. And try to guess, just try to guess randomly. Also, if you have any funny puns or any funny answers to the questions as well, you can send them to it, because there are no negatives. They're only positives if you get them right. And so if you have any funny answers or any puns you have, so you can just send that like in the chat itself. And that's how we'll be going about it. So like all questions are open to everyone, plus 10 whoever gets it right. I'll maintain a score if I want. If I do not want, I won't do that as well. Yeah, so thing is, so you will be sending me the answers like in the 20-second window. Nothing would be accepted after that, nothing would be accepted before it. So like the 20-second window starts after I start reading the question. Let's make it 30 seconds, not 20. And at 30 seconds, I will send a stop message in the chat. And please don't answer after that, because we have to analyze the answers and everything also. And then we'll discuss the answers, and then we'll cross-check the answers as well. So I guess it's all clear. So just take guesses, take random guesses. Also, yeah, like usually, like at the start of the quiz, all the quiz masters say quiz master is God, and I'm atheist, so I won't say that. But quiz master is Taylor. Like, okay, that's a reference to Taylor Swift, and I'm a big Swiftie. And you'll find the references to that as well in the whole quiz. So let's begin with it. Let's begin with it. I hope it's all clear to everyone else. Let's go to the next slide. Malhotra, could you just go to the next slide? Okay, yeah. Let's begin with the first question. Yeah. Please don't show the answer. This is the best question to begin this quiz with. Okay, so basically, at the time of the partition of India, the newly formed states did not tussle over this. So there's this one thing, like during partition, a lot of things are being divided. Like a lot of material things are being like divided between the two countries. So there was this thing which Muhammad Ali Jinnah thought that no one would have any desire to claim it or anything, so they didn't pay much heed to it. But suddenly, or like maybe Muhammad Ali Jinnah didn't know that, but Jawaharlal Nehru had already demanded to Lord Mountbatten that he should receive this. Okay. On learning of this, Jinnah became very furious, and like he started shouting and like going crazy. Maybe I don't know. Curiously though, given its origin, Pakistan was perhaps the rightful inheritor of this. That was the argument given by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, that they were the rightful inheritor of it, given its origin. Also, this is the first question, and it's like I say that this would be the best question to begin with. So you just need to tell me that what is this thing we are talking about, which was inherited by India but was questioned by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, that they wanted to take it because they were the rightful inheritors of it by origin. So yeah, just send me the answers, and I have started receiving answers. Send me funny answers if you can. Okay, nice. Go on answering. It won't be this simple that you're sending Kashmir, okay? Okay. Wow. Whoa, okay, continue. And 5 more seconds. 4, 3, Any funny answers? Like all the answers, the ones which have came till now are very funny. Okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the answer which I've got are like Kashmir, Hyderabad. One answer which Shaurya said was Nizams. No, don't go to the answer. Don't go to the answer, Kanika. Please, please, please stop. Easy. Nizams, like inherit the Nizams. Like you're just selling off a person.
You only told if you don't know write anything. You only told.
Yeah, exactly. That was a very funny answer to me. Separate electorate. Yeah, not that basic. It's a very easy answer. Okay. No, none of you getting it right. If I show you the answer, you all would be like, oh. Okay, it is very easy. Let's go to the answer slide. The name India. Indeed. So the name India comes from Indus River, and Indus River flows from Pakistan, the origin. So you see, that was the kind of a controversy around it. So that's how the name India was like. Nehru had asked Lord Mountbatten that like to receive the name India, but then Muhammad Ali Jinnah didn't know it. Then he questioned it, and maybe they would have fought something, or like whatever they would have happened, they would have thrown papers on each other. Maybe like I want that dramatic scene to happen, but might have not happened. But yeah, so this is the answer to this question. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Okay, there are memes between questions just to relax you guys. Yeah, it's my daily routine, very simple. I wake up and I suffer. Nice. Yeah, please go to the question. We don't have much time, so we won't give much time to the memes. Let's go to the second question. When X was asked to do a 3.5 kg job, he had replied the following: not a single penny. By the grace of God, I have all the things and I'm quite happy with my life. But I have one reservation, that blank, 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 I'll write my name, and blank, 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 I'll write my name along with my grandfather's name. This reservation was accepted, and he ended up doing the job. Who is X, and what was the request? And you see 2 images which are very relevant to this question, and it's a very basic question. Okay, I hope more of you get this one right, and just like whatever I've said, and that's all the things you need to deduce this answer. And if you're sitting here, you already know the answer. So please go on and just tell me about it. Blank, 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 blank. I've got it. Nice. Please go on. Alexander Fleming. Nice. What would Alexander Fleming do in a constitution quiz? Getting one right answer. Yeah, you have given me X, but you also need to tell me what was the request. You also need to tell me what was the request. Yeah, the context is right. You have got the half answer right, and the other half, like Anshika, you have given the other half. The context of it is right. I thought you discovered penicillin, so I give. So what would penicillin do in like a constitution quiz? Yeah, I won't take your name. Sorry, no embarrassment, sir. It was Amritansh. Yeah. Please continue sending in the answers. Okay, so you guys have got the X right. You need to tell me what was the context of it. I'll just write the little scores here. Just write in little scores. So you have 5 more seconds. What was the request? The writing of the constitution wasn't the request. Okay, why did I just give this away? Stop. No more answers to be taken at this moment. Okay, epic googling skills. Gurpreet, thank you. Yeah. So like I had already sent the stop message. So the answer to this question is very simple. It's Prem Bihari Narayan Rayzada. And when he was asked to write like by Nehru that to make the whole handwritten constitution, he said that he wants to sign his name on each page of the constitution, and on the last page his grandfather's name too. So that was his request. So like on the original document of constitution, on every page Prem Bihari Narayan Rayzada's name like occurs. So that was this that was the answer to this question. Yeah. Exactly, Anvesha. So on this, Tapasya, Anshika, and Gurpreet getting half a point. Tapasya. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next question. Okay, yeah, this meme as well.
Scoreboard, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Try maintaining the scoreboard. Let's see who
Yeah,
wins
I'm
it.
doing that. I'm doing
We
that.
can
Like till
plan
now,
out some surprise gift for them.
yeah, it totally works. So Gurpreet, Anshika, and Tapasya are on 5 points till now. So let's move on to the third question. X was a very eminent Indian leader and an integral part of the Constituent Assembly. X said the following on 2nd September 1953 in context of the Constitution. But I'm quite prepared to say that I shall be the first person to burn it out. Underline. Ironically, yeah. So he said that I do not want it. It does not suit anybody. But whatever that may be, if our people want to carry on, they must not forget that there are majorities and there are minorities. They simply cannot ignore the minority by saying, oh no, to recognize you is to harm democracy, blah, blah, blah. I should say that the greatest harm will come by injuring the minorities. Who is X? PS won't make any mammothi / Mamuti jokes, that's a hint. Okay, that's in a way hint. Sarvanglamam would have got that, I guess. So won't make any Mamati / Mamuti jokes. So you need to tell me who this person is. X. So ironically, like in a speech, he mentioned that like he wants to burn the constitutions. He was so disappointed by it, like kind of disappointed. I don't know. Yeah, I've already started getting the answers. Wow, many of you getting it right. Indeed. Let's move on to the answer. Stop. No more answers to be taken at this moment, please. It's Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Obviously, it was a very obvious guess here. A very simple question. Also, you guys got the Mammootty reference. So, Mammootty, the Malayali actor, did this movie called as
Mammootty. It is Mammootty, not Mammootty.
Mammootty. Okay, yeah. Mammootty did this movie called as B.R. Ambedkar, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar itself. And that movie, I guess, won the national award too. So that was the answer. Like many of you getting it right. Malhotra, could you just maintain the scores as well, because it's really hard for me to maintain the scores
Yes,
too.
I'm maintaining
So,
the scores. So Gurpreet,
okay, so
Tapasya, and Anvesha are at 5, and who answered
Anshika,
correctly?
not Anvesha, Anshika. Anshika and Gurpreet and Tapasya were at 5. On this question, give 10 to Anvesha, Priyanshu Ronak, Aditya Raj, Gurpreet Singh, Tapasya, Vedant Jha, Gunal Gautam, Arthraj, Amisha Singh, Priyanshu Ronak again, Shreya S, Aditya Raj, Amritansh, Sonu, Moksha Nagpal, Ayushi Roy, Vibhav Harit, and Kumar Savita. Mostly everyone getting it. So just write that too. Please write that. You have noted?
Yes, can I repeat it once? Anvesha,
Malhotra.
Priyank. Yes.
I would not want to.
Yes, Anvesha, Priyanshu,
Anvesha, Priyanshu Ronak, Aditya Raj, Gurpreet Singh, Tapasya, Vedant Jha, Kunal Gautam, Arthraj, Amisha Singh, Priyanshu Ronak, Shreya S, Aditya Raj, Amritansh, Sonu, Moksha, Ayushi Roy, Vibhav Harit, Kumar Savita, and Amritansh. Yeah. Please move. I hope you have done that. Please move on to the next slide. There would be a meme again. Please, next slide. There is, yeah. What time do we get? Okay, that's okay. Yeah, exactly. That's my life. Please continue. Don't know what Mr. Bhuyan would want to say here. That's the caption. I told you Easter eggs are everywhere. So you need to connect these 4 things: Mount Taranaki, Van Ghanui River, Ganga River, and Vilcabamba River. So there is something specific in like there's a connect between all these 4 things, and there's something which they hold in their respective countries. So you need to send me the answers, and caption maybe like an Easter egg 2 questions ahead. So let's I would want you to send the answers now, please. You have your 30-second window. It's a very simple question. You just need to connect what is a common thing between all these four, like Mount Taranaki, Vangui River, Kanga River, and Vilcabamba River. Yeah. Wow, please continue. Okay, come on, send me some funny answers too. Because then I'm not that funny, like, so I need something else to derive humor from. Yeah, so longest rivers, sunrise. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Amazing answers. Stop. No more answers to be taken at this moment. No more answers to be taken at this moment. Yeah, so none of them getting it right. And quite like one of the common answers was longest rivers. No, definitely not. Like other answer was northeast. Like how is all these, like I told you, different countries, they are part of different countries, so how would they be part of India's northeast? So that's not the connect. Holy places in the country, good guess, but no. He loves nature to irrigate his village. Whose village are we talking about? Man. Oh, Mr. Bhuyan. Oh, no. Okay, no, not his village. Not that he loves. He might be loving nature. I don't know about his personal life, but yeah. So let's move on to the answer slide, please. Granted personhood by respective countries or declared living entities. So all these non-living entities have been declared as living entities by their respective countries, and they've been granted personhood, so they enjoy the same civil liberties as living beings. You'll get the reference to the caption later in the quiz. Please move on to the next slide. Let's move on to the next question. No one getting it right on this. No points. Nice. I like this one. Yeah. So let's take this question. The Government of India Act 1990 was enacted in pursuance of the reforms suggested by Edwin Montagu, the Secretary of State for India, and Lord Chelmsford, the Viceroy. The reforms sought to placate agitated Indians by introducing self-governing institutions gradually. Although a lot of reforms were criticized for their restrictive natures, one of them has become an integral feature of our legislature. What did this reform do? So you need to tell me, like, these guys like brought in some kind of reform, like they had a lot of suggestions, and this was one of the reforms which became an integral part of a legislature. So you need to, like, you can guess on this. Okay, just try to guess certain things and you'll get it most probably if you try guessing 2-3 things, maybe if not in the first try. So yeah, please go on. You can start sending in. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Wow. So only one person getting it right. And that is Kunal Gautam, the only person getting it right. Amazing answer. So like other great answers were local government, a common one. Introduction of a cabinet, made a classification central provincial subjects, federalism, etc. What is repression? Someone sent in repression. What is repression? So the answer to this is bicameral legislature. The existence of two houses in the parliament is what they brought in, like the reforms that they brought in became an integral part of our legislature later. So if you see Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha today, it is a kind of gift from them. So let's move on to the next question. Only Kunal Gautam getting it right. Plus 10 to Kunal Gautam. Amazing answer. Let's move on to the next question. I like this name. Yeah. So during the assembly debates, question number 6, during the assembly debates, members from the princely states argued that if India were to truly be federal, then it must adopt a certain feature. Arguing against the group, Aladi Iyer argued that doing so would affect the fundamental rights in the constitution. Eventually, the members dropped their demands. What did they want India to adopt from the United States? So, like during the while the Constituent Assembly's debates were going on, So they proposed this one thing of to like strengthen the ideal of federalism in India, and like it was an American ideal. But this guy Aladi Ayyar like say that no, we cannot. Just no, please go out, because it would affect the fundamental rights in the constitution. So you need to tell me what is this that like that could have like theoretically by the American ideal would have strengthened the federalism, but according to Aladi Ayyar could have affected the fundamental rights in the constitution. So it's open to you. Please answer it. I've got one right answer already. Amazing. Arthraj already getting it right. Please, the answers which you are giving are a little vague. What is coming together federalism? Like, like that's like Shaurya, that's a very absurd answer to say the least. And I
The
just
US,
like
no,
roasting
US,
Shaurya in free.
US follows
So
that.
so I just like roasting Shaurya, so I'll just mention his names in between random times, and then no grudges there. So yeah,
Time is
only
also
Arthraj getting it right till now.
yeah.
Stop. So okay. Federalism. Why are you sending me federalism? Like it is mentioned there. Federalism is mentioned in the question itself, and in the answer also, the answer would be federalism. Like the American ideal of federalism. Like okay, cool. That's absurd to send in. Like you could have tried for some funny answers to send. If you send me a funny answer, I'll give you 500 directly. Okay. Coming together federation. Okay, no. State center federalism, close but a little vague. You could have elaborated more. So yeah, only one person getting it right. Arthraj. The answer to this is dual citizenship or the state citizenship. Like you would have one citizenship, the national citizenship, and the other would be the state citizenship. This was a proposal of having a dual citizenship, but at last it was declined because it would have led to like have the states then forming different constitutions, then there would be conflicting notions, and etc. Things could happen. So that's why Aladi Ayyar had declined this proposal, and only Arthraj getting it. Plus 10 to Arthraj. Please let's move on to the next question. One slide back. Quite a relatable tweet. Have you ever cried just because Taylor Swift? Indeed. Please move on. During the assembly, moving to the seventh question. During the assembly debates, an amendment was moved, which, according to some, would violate the federal nature of the constitution. Like last week was also about federalism. This is also somewhat cool. It is argued that the amendment was necessary as it was believed that if blank were left to the states, there would be instances of discrimination and exclusion. The assembly accepted the amendment, paving the way for a central organization. How do we know this organization, or what is its role? So, like during this, while the Constituent Assembly was going on, so they had this one proposal that at the state also there should be this one body to do something specific, some specific task were to be left to state, but there was a conflicting notion that it would lead to instances of discrimination and exclusion. So this paved the way for a central organization to come in. Like the formation of that central organization took place after all these debates and that amendment which was moved. So you need to tell me what is this organization, and like what is its role, or what is this organization? Like what could have, like just imagine like if state had some specific power, there could have been instances of discrimination, exclusion, So you need to tell me what is this. Okay, one answer. Shamaira Kumar. Okay, Shamaira Kumar already getting it right. Arthraj again getting it right. Amazing. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Shamaira Kumar and Arthraj getting it right again on the pounds, plus 10 to them, and other guesses were like UPSC, local governments, linguistic states, etc. So all those are obviously wrong. The answer to the question is the Election Commission of India. So Election Commission of India was founded after, like, was set up after like all this debating happened, and they like decided to have one central organization itself. So then the Election Commission was formed. So let's move on to the next question. Please give +10 to Shamaira Kumar and Arthraj.
Can I once recheck the score?
Yeah, please do.
Arthraj is at 30, Shamaira is at 10, Kunal Gautam is at 20, Gurpreet at 15, Tapasya at 15. And the rest of the
others, like all
most
the
of them
five
are at 10. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just leave that for some time. The teacher who was checking my paper will show his wrath. Oh, you are a villain. All right, just not a super one. Please continue. Like, just if you want to read the memes, I'll send you separately later. Okay, so Vedant had mentioned about this guy, Sir B.N. Rao. He played a key role in drafting the Constitution of India. He also assisted another nation in the creation of their constitution, requested by their Prime Minister, Major General Shan. He was present when it was passed by that country's legislature in 1947. Very easy question. Just need to tell me which neighboring country's constitution did he help create? Just tell me. Come on. Guesses. Okay. Okay. Please continue. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Kanaka writes in the chat, waiting for Bhaks to boycott him as anti-national. No, he didn't draft Pakistan's constitution. Please, no more answers, no more answers, no more answers. I've already sent the message to stop. We'll be only taking the answers till here. So the people getting it right are Anshika Goswami, Vibhav Harit, Tapasya Ganguly, and yeah, that's it. After that, all the messages came after stop. So we won't be taking any further answers. Like a lot of answers came after that as well, but we won't be taking interesting answers were like Pakistan, Bangladesh, China. Like basically give me all the neighboring states of India. The answer is indeed Burma or Myanmar. Then it was Burma. Now it is called Myanmar. So they drafted the constitution. I don't know what is happening to their constitution now. All the conflict going on there and Aung San Suu Kyi becoming like a kind of a dictatorial leader and whatever is going on. I don't know. They're just messed up right now. So the answer to this question was Myanmar, then Burma, and like quite a few people getting it. Tapasya, Vibhav Harit, and just a second. And Anshika Goswami. Tapasya, Vibhav Harit, and Anshika Goswami getting it right. Let's quickly move to the next question. Yeah, please go on. Please go on. Yeah. You have to fill in the blanks for 1, 2, and 3. The term blank was first used during the 1660s to identify specific regions of Virginia and New England. You have to just fill in the blanks. 1, 2, 3 are there. If you just read it, you can read quicker than me. British North America was officially designated the blank of Canada with Confederation in 1867. The first collective was occurred, blah, 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 blah. Then the next blank comes in. These were the only British possessions recognized as blank at the outbreak of war. In 1922, the Irish Free State was given blank status, followed by the short-lived inclusion of India and Pakistan in 1947. Although India was officially recognized as the blank, second blank, the blank became the Republic of India in 1950, while the blank of Pakistan became the blank in 1956. Also, no obscene answers except in the chat, or else I have this little power of just removing the people. So if you are sending funny answers, just send it in a good humor. So yeah, I'm waiting for the answers. I want 1, 2, 3, all 3 specified. Okay, like no part points. If you give me all 3, I'll give you points, or else I do not give you, because it's a very basic question to say the least. If you give me 2, still I'll give you 10. Give me 2 minimum. Yeah, please go on. A few more seconds. I've got parts of it, right? Like some people have given me one part of it, like, but one part doesn't suffice me. You need to give me minimum of 2 parts. Wow, amazing guesses. Okay, yeah, you got 1 part right, Moksha. You can get 1 more to claim the points. please. Any other answers? 5,
Time is already over, I guess.
4,
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Stop. Yeah, please. So that's it. Like only Moshe getting one part right, and Nivedita also getting one part right. So you minimum have to give, so no one getting points on this question. And the answer to this is, please move on. 1, Dominion. 2nd, Union of India, and 3rd was Islamic Republic of Pakistan, right? It was before Dominion of India, then went on to become Union of India, and that the other, yeah, quite relatable. Please move on. So just stay on the slides for some more time before moving on, or like on the answer slide. So let's move on to the 10th question now. The Indian the Indian Constitution borrowed quite a few elements from existing and previous constitutions from around the world. One of them was the Constitution of the Weimar Republic of Germany. One of the things borrowed was in Article 48 that dealt with the promulgation of not Verod Nanshen. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, which is infamously used after a fire in 1930. Very basic question, very basic. I want you all to get it right in one go. So what does not Veror Danshen translate to, or what did Article 48 deal with? Let's just call not Veror Danshen as Olivia. What does Olivia translate to? Okay, just tell me. One person getting it right, send me the answers. Okay. Volume up. Is my volume low? Like someone sent volume up as the chat. Is my volume low, or is it some joke which I didn't get because of my bad sense of humor? Am I audible, people? Some response kindly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, cool then. So many people getting it right. Stop. No more answers to be taken at this moment. And the people getting it right are, just a second, Kunal Gautam, Shamaira Kumar, Sonu, Priyanchu Ronak, Tanushri, Raj, Anvesha getting it right. Kanika, okay, Kanika sent a message, hint, Bhakts use it everywhere. So not getting political air. So just the answer to the question is indeed emergency. It was after the fire decree that Hitler kind of used this article to like kind of take up the rule. And so it was the emergency decree, which India inherited, not inherited, like took inspiration from the Weimar Constitution's Article 48. And if you remember in class 9's history book, they mentioned Article 48 as the weakness of the Weimar Constitution. So yeah, that is, I also gave the answer. Yeah. Vibhav, if you would have given the answer, I haven't received it. Yeah, I see. Vibhav also got the answer right. Vibhav also got the answer right. Please give him 10 points as well. I hope you have noted all the people. Those
No,
have
I
got.
haven't noted. Who all got it right?
Anvesha. Wow. Anvesha, Atraj, Tanushri, Priyanshu Ronak, Sonu, and Shamaira Kumar, and Vibhav. Also this Kunal Gautam. Yeah, Kunal Gautam at last. These all people getting it right. Let's move on to the next question. We have, I guess, 6 more questions left, so we'll be a little quicker now. Yeah, so Gayalal was an Indian politician. So basically, Gayalal was an Indian politician from Haryana. So like, what happened was during 1967, he changed party thrice in a fortnight. First from Indian National Congress to Janata Party, back to Congress, and within 9 hours to Janata Party again. What quirky phrase did this event give birth to? And Amul Tropical also used that phrase, and that phrase became very popular after that. So like it's a very famous Hindi phrase. So you need to tell me what quirky phrase will be quicker with this. Gayalal give birth to. Like he was involved in all this horse trading, and Haryana he was changing parties again and again. So you need to tell me what is the phrase. Anshika Goswami, then wow, it's flooded. The chat is flooded with the right answers. Whoa. Yeah. Anshika Goswami getting it right. Stop. I'll just send a stop message. Yep. So let's check the answers. Okay. Anshika Goswami, the first try, wrote Aya Lal, Gaya Lal. That's not right. The right answer was Aya Ram, Gaya Ram. I guess Anshika Goswami has corrected that later. Yes. Aya Ram, Gaya Ram. They have corrected that later. So the answer to this is Aya Ram, Gaya Ram. That was the origin of this phrase from this. And I'll tell you who have got it right. Shamaira Kumar, Ananya Rajhash, please note down Malhotra. Shamaira Kumar, Ananya Rajhash, Kunal Gautam, Ardharaj, Gurpreet Singh, Kumari Savita, Tanu Shri, Anshika Goswami, Shaurya Mandhan, I don't know how, but yes, Tapasya Ganguly, Ananya Rajhash, okay, I've already taken the name of Ananya Rajhash, Moksha Nagpal, and Amisha Singh. That's it. Those were the answers. I hope you have noted it. Malhotra.
Yes.
Malhotra.
Yes, I have noted it.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to the next question. Next slide. There will be
Okay,
me,
sorry to
Mary.
interrupt, Shakib, but
Yes, ma'am.
we will have to wind it up by 11 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, like I was taking that into consideration, so I'll be doing the questions quickly now.
Fine.
So let's move on to the next question. I will be quick with it. So Dr. Rajendra Paul talking about it, like you can read it. Please read that. So he says that I'm a man of the village and I therefore know the village people who will constitute the bulk of this vast electorate. In my opinion, are people possess intelligence and common sense. But I have no doubt in my mind that they are able to take measure of their own interest and also of the interest of the country at large if things are explained to them. So in this whole quote, like he has talked about something specific. So what is Dr. Rajendra Prasad talking about here in this whole quote? And we won't be wasting much time here. Please like answer me in the next 10 seconds. Just send in the answer in next 10 seconds. What's peasants? Like why, what's peasants exactly? I don't understand that, but okay, let's move on. Like, isn't a very absurd answer, but okay. Just send in some funny answers as well, like something. Rajendra Prasad talking about Edwin Mountbatten maybe or something. So, okay, yeah. One person getting it right already. Two people getting it right. Stop. No more answers to be taken at this moment. Tanushri getting it right and Nivedita Kuhu getting it right. It's not exactly the term which I wanted, but it's nearby to it and it is approximately that. So the answer to this question is universal adult suffrage or the voting rights. So he was talking about how the village people, though, like the rural India, which constituted the most part of it and still constitute the most part of India, like had the voting right. Like a large part of the population who were not educated but had the voting right. So like Rajendra Prasad clearly stated that he had the confidence in the people that their conscience would be able to take the correct decisions. So yeah, so let's move on to the next question. Please, you have noted down the people who have got it right, Tanushri and Nivedita,
Yes.
right? I like this name too. Let's move on. Connect in context of the quiz. A little facts, not exactly factor, but yeah, you can reduce this to Vedic Gurukul, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana, Krishna, Nataraja, as depicted in the Chola bronze traditions, depictions of the lives of Buddha and Mahavira, scenes from the courts of Ashoka and Vikramaditya, Akbar, Shivaji, Guru Gobind Singh, Tipu Sultan, and Rani Lakshmi Bai. So you need to connect all this in context of the quiz. You know, like it's something we have already talked about. So it would be easier to get this one right, I guess. Please go on answering. In next 10 seconds. Emperors. Wow. Freedom struggle. All were kings. I guess Rani Lakshmi Bai wasn't a king. they were evil. Maybe something related to code etiquette. Principle of these people. They were all in exile. No. Okay, just a plugin. Taylor Swift just like had an album come out, Folklore. The track 4 on it is Exile featuring Bon Iver. Please listen to it. It's the next single coming out for Folklore as predicted. So please just stream Exile kindly. Yeah. So no more answers to be taken at this moment. None of them getting it right. The answer to this, it's a very simple answer. These are the illustrations on the original constitution document. Like in the question, so there are words like depiction or the scenes. So you should have got it from there. These are all the illustrations on the original constitution document, you know. So let's move on to the next question. We are just rushing a bit because I want to cover all the questions. Yeah. So Easter eggs. Pradeep Kumar Bhuyan, a 1958 IIT Kharagpur graduate, and his wife Banti Bhuyan were awarded the Lachit Award in 2018. The award, named after a why did the screen go blank? Yeah, named after a legendary Ahom commander, was given to the couple for their efforts, which resulted in something that had been sought by the people for their state for over 30 years. What did the efforts of the couple result in? So, like these are couple like Pradeep Kumar Bhuyan and Banti Bhuyan. They did something. They like fought cases and like they made appeals and stuff, and they like finally got this thing done. So, what is this? What was their efforts like of the couple a result to? And you can give your answers. Some great guesses coming in. Okay, in the last question, there was this one guess from Anvesha, which said fighting the British and slash or evil power. Nice. Okay. And stop. No more answers to be taken. Nice. You know, like in a whole of this thing, the funniest person is Kanika. She's sending such funny jokes like in the chat. The one-liners are amazing. So yeah. So like it is the NRC and the people getting it right. So you got the Easter egg right. Those people like the rivers or the mountains were granted personhood. So like kind of a citizenship, you can like call that a kind of a citizenship. So NRC to citizenship. So would Mr. Bhuyan question their citizenship too, or make a check on their citizenship too? So yeah, the answer was NRC. So like the people getting it right are Shreya, like SREY. I know, like I'm still confused with the pronunciation, but please bear with me. SREYA, Shreya, NRC was answered. Yeah, Shaurya, Shamaira Kumar, also Vibhav Harit, Kunal Gautam, and Sonu. That's it. Sonu, and the other answers came after the stop. So Kanika just sent a very funny, not funny, but yeah, the one-liner was waiting for someone to confuse it with NCR. No one got confused with NCR. But yeah, so I hope you have noted down the points. Let's move on. We have just 4 minutes more, so we'll do. There are just few questions left. Let's move on. Back. What does this mean? Right. When you figure out the answer in exam by reading the next question, the Easter egg. So let's move on. Like I put in some general questions as well. Like the last 4 questions of the quiz were general. The first 4 were around and related to the Constitution. So these questions are some general questions. We'll quickly go through them. So not wasting much time. Stevie Wilhite was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 17th annual Webbies for his invention of the blank, the blank indicative. In the Webby Award, the acceptance speech should be nothing more than 5 words. So what speech he gave was, it's pronounced as blank, and not blank. What was his invention? You got 10 seconds to answer me. Please send it in the chat. 10 seconds. Amazing. Moksha getting it right already. Wow, many of you getting it right. Stop. Like as many of you have got it right. So yeah. Right. So the answer to this is, it is pronounced as GIF, not GIF. Right. So that was the answer to it. Right. So like the people getting it right are Moksha, the first one to get it right, Shaurya, Vibhav Harit, Kunal Gautam, Tanushree, Tapasya, and that's it. One more interesting answer which I got was from Amritansh was Leviosa. So I guess
इज्जत का कबाड़ा कर रहा हूँ
that's a job of every quiz master ever. So I hope you have noted down the points. Let's move on. Only 2 questions left. We'll do them very quickly. Or else directly skip to the last question because I really want to do that. Yeah, let's do this question. In the early days, most of the trucks in India were manufactured by the Tata Group. During these times, Tata Oil Mills Limited Company came up with the new brand of detergent called OK. And okay, let's just skip this question. Let's go to the answer directly. Let's go to the answer. So these are the origins of Horn OK, please. So now, you know, so the Tata were manufacturing trucks and they wanted to promote this brand called OK. So they put in OK in between Horn and please. So let's move on to the next question. Also, okay, so X was a leader of a group of provincial English Catholics who planned the failed gunpowder plot of 1605. And so plot was to replace who planned to assassinate the Protestant King James and replace him with his daughter, third in the line of succession, Princess Elizabeth. X name is now synonymous with a rightful rebellion and a holiday celebrated in his name in the UK. This also involves a fireworks display. Give me X. The hint is not Alba Flores. If you know Alba Flores, then like you'll be close to the answer kind of. Yeah, Anvesha getting it right already. Moksha also getting it right. Amazing. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3. Not Patrick, not Easter Uncle. 3, 2, 1. Easter Uncle reminds me of Taylor Swift. She's a fan of giving Easter eggs. So yeah, the people getting it right are Moksha, Anvesha, and Tanushree. One more question. Remember the 5th of November. Yeah. So you will have to wind it up. Leave after making me the host. Yes, ma'am. I'll just do that. Sure. So just one question. We'll complete it. We'll complete it. This last question. Please move on to the next slide. The last question. So basically, NASA had, I'll give you the gist of the question. Basically, NASA had sent like with collaboration with one person had sent why are you changing the slide? Yeah. So I had sent this satellite, and in the satellite they had sent this one specific album, and it's the only album in space. Why are you changing the slide? It's the only album in space, and you need to tell me whose album this was and what's the name of the album. The hint to the album name is George Orwell +5. Your time starts now. You have 10 seconds. Please send it. Yeah. The name of the artist is obvious, very obvious. 5 seconds. 5, 4. You need to give me both artist and the album name. Yeah, Anvesha, you're right with the logic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, exactly. Anvesha getting it right. No more answers. People who get it right are automatically Shakib's friend. Yeah, yeah, indeed. The answer to it is Taylor Swift and her 5th studio album, 1989. Also, like, just a side note, Stream Folklore. So 1989 is the only music album in space. The points go to Shaurya Mandan, 5 points. Gurpreet Singh, 5 points. Anvesha, full 10. And why did Moksha send Voyager? So yeah, that's Ananya Rajesh getting 5 points and Pradipti getting 5 points. That's it. Those are the points. And with this, we have come to the end of the quiz. Thanks, Zatan and Stream Folklore. Thank you.
So Kunal
Please just tally the scores.
Okay, thank you, Shakib, and thank you, Kanika, for such an entertaining and enlightening quiz session. So I hope you guys had fun, all of you, and thank you all for participating in this day. And definitely we'll look forward to this day every year.
Okay. And remember that our constitution is the thing which is holding us together, the whole of India. Thank you. Thank you, Shruti ma'am. Thank you, children.
Also, should we just announce the scores in a second?
Yes. Kunal Gautam is at 60. And Moksha is second with 55. Vibhav, Adhiraj are at 50.
Arthraj, I guess.
Okay, Kanika, you please send me the recording, the screenshots, and the score to me in my personal WhatsApp.
The scores
Okay,
are at
and the
very
ones,
well
everyone who all
maintained.
have taken the screenshots, please share it to me.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Shakib, I would request you to please make me the host again.
Yes, just a second. Okay, I'm from other phone. Just a second.
I have a class in another 2 minutes.
Yeah, we all
So-
both have it.
Okay, I
Yes.
just realized there were so many people in the waiting room.
Yeah, that is why you could have seen them.
Yeah, I've made the host.
Okay, thank you so much, children.
Thank you, mom.